Yeah, but see, watching TV for us may be different for the average person who maybe they're just lollygagging and they're lazy and they're not really doing anything else productive, so they're watching a whole bunch of TV. Yeah. I'm studying TV.
Yeah,
so
for me,
it's a
reps.
study for us. It's reps. We watch completely different from the average person.
Yeah. I'm watching the scene. I start responding in the scene as if I was in that scene sometimes.
All right, hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Nice Watch. I am your co-host, Ernestine Morrison.
And I'm Karan Joseph Riley.
And we have our voice without a face on the side of us today.
We have our voice in the corner today. He's here or she's here. We don't even know really what it is. It's just a voice.
Not how I identify. Okay.
we don't put any kind of identifications on people nowadays. We got to keep it really fluid. It's like Bruce Lee said, "Be water."
We're fluid like water. Anyway, how was your week?
Week has been good. I mean, still on strike.
Still on strike.
And we're still
we are still on strike.
I thought it was over.
The writer's strike is over. The actors are still on strike.
Yeah. That's why we made all the podcasts so far. That's why we've been here every week.
Because we're not busy.
Wonder why y'all so
we're not
flexible.
booked.
No wonder why we're so flexible. Hey, Karan, EJ, can y'all be here at 6 a.m.
Sure.
on Monday? Yes.
Absolutely. What time do you need to be there?
What time me EJ be here at 5 a.m. EJ got the baby. Hey, what's up? Like, yeah, man, we got to get it.
We are flexible these days with this strike. But shout out to all of our SAG strong. We are standing with our SAG brothers and sisters, and we are ready for this strike to be over.
Yep, I'm ready for it to be over.
Yep. You got your SAG colors on today. Is that what you were doing?
No,
you
no,
repping SAG today?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what it is. Don't do that.
Okay, it's not what it is.
See?
How bad is it right now in the industry?
It depends on where you're at in the industry, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Tom Cruise or anybody's mad. But
Tom Cruise may be a little mad.
No, he's not. He just made $800 million for the last movie he did. I mean, I don't know what your accountant is looking like, but I didn't make $100 million last movie I did, and I'm a little frustrated.
Tom Cruise is probably on a yacht somewhere, just
he's probably
watching everything on Instagram.
Yeah. I don't even think he watches Instagram. Why would you?
Right.
I mean, you give me that kind of bag, I'm off all social media. I'm not even you won't even know where I'm at.
Oh, for sure.
The goal is
we don't know where you're at right now, Karan.
That's the point. I'm practicing.
But to your question, Dave, people are hurting. There are people who, like, their bread and butter, how they pay their bills is their acting checks, and nothing is happening right now. There's no acting going on.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting at home waiting for the strike to be over. So there's some people who rely on this as their main source of income, and the people who are attached to them, and the crew that's attached to these projects that are not being filmed right now because the actors are striking. So it's affecting multiple people. Yeah,
and I'm just thankful that I'm a two-hustle family household. Like, me and my wife are both being affected by the strike, but when we hustle together. So we have, we had a little bit more of a egg to hold on to. But, man, for people.
Yeah, because you guys are actors, and she's a director, so there's nothing to direct or act in.
Yeah, like I said, we are completely spending too much time together. But it's all
just over there being married.
Yeah, we over there being married. Like, we got to deal with everything.
Man,
right here.
Hey,
mano y mano, babe.
No, you ain't got no job this week. No, neither do you. What are we doing?
So what do we do? What is this? What has this taught you as an actor?
You see, I'm doing a podcast, right? I mean, you have to be more. And I've always known that, and hence is why I started producing years ago, and writing and directing. I figured that out just watching my wife do her thing, like be a successful actress, but then something caused her to pivot. And she pivoted into a new role, and then she pivoted into another role, and now all those roles are really serving her and really helping her in her complete artistry. And another thing is, the world has changed as far as acting and TV and everything goes. When I wanted to be an actor when I was a little kid, if you made it to be an actor, you made it.
Yeah. It
was like making it to the NFL. Now making it to be an actor now is nowhere near like the NFL.
It's not, because people are just
So for me, I've lost some of the hunger to really conquer it like I used to want to conquer, because to me it's like, what am I conquering? I'm conquering a bunch of midgets. Like, who wants to play basketball against midgets? You can't say midgets,
it's small people.
Oh, yes, small people.
Small people, please.
Or people that's just short. Let's say vertically challenged. It's like playing basketball with a bunch of vertically challenged people. It's no challenge there at this point, because it's like, okay, so let me pivot. Let me become a producer. Let me create some other ways. Let me become a director. Let me do a podcast with one of my dear friends, my sister. Let me do skits. Let me just create. I paint now. I've been painting again for the last few years. I'm gonna put a gallery up. I'm gonna do an exhibition, bro. Like I'm not limiting myself no more as an artist. I design my own fashion stuff, my own jackets, man. It's like, I'm just saying, like, political. I just drop political bombs and then
Love
go
this
on.
stuff though.
I do, but I just dropped the bomb. We don't hit the detonator. I just dropped it. Somebody's watching gonna pick that up.
For sure.
Yep. Go ahead, DJ. Continue on with the entertainment.
But not only could you not be shooting stuff, you can't promote anything either. So Karan and I both are in projects right now that are on somewhere. We're not gonna tell you where they're at, but they're somewhere, and we can't even promote it. We can't talk about it. I'm in the biggest role of my life right now, and I can't promote it.
Dang.
Can't talk about it. Can't do red carpet events. Can't post about it. Nothing. It's like a solidarity strike. Yeah.
Well, you know me. That word "can't" is not even in my spirit. It's like you're cussing at me, but like putting my mom in there with it.
Don't forget you got your SAT colors on today.
That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do.
Yellow and black.
No,
Definitely
but seriously, I just don't do the word "can't." I get it. But I dare I dare that they even checking for me. They're not watching Karan Joseph Riley.
Maybe
they're not.
You might. You never know.
Until somebody does.
Until somebody does.
By that time, I'll kick the middleman out by then. The middleman to be out.
What are the real big actors saying? What's their stance? I haven't been watching it.
Well, actually, the top, like George Clooney, those guys, a couple other big actors actually tried to get something done as far as putting some money into a reserve for the actors so we can kind of get back to work. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we'll put $50 million in this year, $50 million in next year, and another $50 million in that year. So that was like a $150 million nugget that we could have used in reserve. And they also proposed to SAG that going forward, whatever deal they get to, all the stars of the movies, like the top 2 or 3 on the call sheet, like 1 through 3, they get their residuals last. So when residuals go out, the people from the bottom up get paid.
That's good.
Yeah.
So this is what some of the leaders in the 0.4 echelon of our community tried to get done. SAG didn't want to do it. Understandable, probably just on different factors. I can see both sides of why they didn't take it, why they didn't.
Give me both sides.
Well, one side is if we take this money, then we lose power doing what we're trying to do with these other folks because now they can go back to work for these people and our negotiations slide. Plus, we've been doing all this, we might as well stay in it for the long haul to get what we really want out of it. Kind of like that's a Band-Aid. Thank you, but no thank you. You can see it. Devil's advocate, I'm like, yo, I'd have took that bag and got moving. Like, for me, I just don't think leadership always thinks about the people they need to think about.
But when you come home and you open a check for 17 cents.
Yeah, I get that
you
too.
You open a residual check for a show that you did and you get a 17-cent check or you get a $7 check. Then you're like, okay, I can see why we're striking. We need more money.
Right.
And if you're constantly showing my face and these residual checks are coming in and I'm getting a check for 25 cents.
And also
understand this is what the strike is for, to get you all more money.
Yes.
Yeah, and more back-end money on the residuals. Now with the streaming era, what happened is TV and everything changed overnight, really, in a way, with the streaming and everything. So at one point, you could track, and you had hard, accountable numbers based on ABC has to open their books up every year and show we brought in $2 billion in tax revenue, and 30 million was on The West Wing, 40 million was on da-da-da-da. Now, they used to show that to the studios. Studios would go down, break down based off of that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the streaming stuff is all in the cloud. No one knows what's in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? It's like these numbers are everywhere, but there's no real cognitive way for like the people, the filmmakers, to get actual numbers.
Yeah, it's like how many times did this show stream?
Right. If me and EJ on Netflix, you got a hit show on there. Everybody in the world talking about it. All we got is, about 2 million people watch it, Dave. Here you go.
And we got a $17 check.
And you're like, whoa. Like, that's what's crazy. And this, so they're fighting for a percentage of basically making it almost a performance-based situation too now, which is cool too. So if you end up on a show that nobody thought was going to be a hit, and that mug takes off, you're part of that success as a whole versus you lose that. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many shows like the last few years, like Snowfall, those kind of shows that just really did really well for the network out of nowhere. Those actors should be compensated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look at Black Panther, just the residuals. I know they probably got decent residuals from that because the film is a little different than TV still because you have numbers that you can see. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're fighting. That's why I'm like, as a film, we got to get back to the movies, EJ. We got to get to the movies.
Yep, and we shall. And we shall.
That's where the bag is at.
I watched a couple nice watches this week.
Yep, me too.
Couple nice watches. Actually, Dave, I thought about you on one.
How many shows, movies do you all watch weekly? A roundabout.
I don't know. I haven't sat down and counted. But
I mean, roundabout.
I'm going to say me.
Maybe like, I watch TV every day for hours.
Really?
Hours a day.
Really?
I'm up till 3 a.m.
When? Okay, yeah,
at night. Me and Jay are up till 2, 3 a.m. watching TV.
Yeah, you got two insomniacs over there, obviously. But we
don't sleep.
I usually get my little TV in around 1 or 2 after I got all my little stuff done for the day work-wise.
1 or 2 p.m.?
Yep, if I'm working.
Afternoon.
Yeah, but I'm up at 5:30. I start working at 5:30.
Got you.
I get up early.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm getting stuff done. By the time 9 o'clock hit, I've already written probably a page in my book. I've meditated. I done worked out probably. Kids off to school. Then I'm dealing with other little stuff I got to deal with. And then when it's time for me to eat at 1 o'clock finally, that's when I say, okay, something? I'll watch a show while I'm eating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, during the day, I'm usually filming something. So when I get home at night, say I get home like 8, 7, 8, I'm watching TV. I'm turning on Netflix. That's the first thing I'm doing is turning on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah. Jay might be watching something, so I got to wait for him because he's binge watching Suits, and we're TV people.
What about Kobe? Because I can't seem to really watch something with my kids.
I watch everything with my kids.
I watch everything with Kobe. Kobe's sitting right there, and she may be on her iPad, or she's playing with the dog right there. She's not paying attention to what we're doing, but Kobe's so good. Kobe, see, I'm just so blessed. I can take Kobe anywhere. I can take Kobe to set, to meetings, on Zooms. Kobe sits still, and she's in her own. As long as she has her iPad,
well, she's a baby of the world she was born into. So
yeah, and she's a showbiz baby. She comes to set. She's in meetings. Kobe's good.
Yeah, that's all our kids are. Lola's like that, and Lola, she was in half the movies.
Yeah, Lola's been in the movies.
Yeah, Lola's like you acting as a kid, so Lola been going.
Yeah, but see, watching TV for us may be different for the average person who maybe they're just lollygagging and they're lazy and they're not really doing anything else productive, so they're watching a whole bunch of TV. Yeah. I'm studying TV.
Yeah,
so
for me,
it's
a
study for us. It's
reps.
We watch completely different from the average person.
Yeah. I'm watching the scene. I start responding in the scene as if I was in that scene sometime. When I'm just by myself watching, I'll just be in the scene in the movie.
I'm in there with you.
Yeah. And like I'll start getting what emotion I would look for to be there.
No, for sure. I've done that before.
I'd be seeing crying at the crib. I'd be
what
you want to do? And I'm just knowing because I need to know I can still go channel that when I need to. So I got to constantly work that. I don't never let that slip.
Yeah.
Like I gotta know how to get to that.
I'll rewind, I'll pause and rewind. Oh, what did he just do with his hands? Oh, what, like I'm watching it, I'll rewind, go back. Like it's studying for us. So it's way different than just entertainment purposes.
Yes, reps.
But you watched The Burial.
You did.
I saw The Burial.
You loved it?
I loved it.
Nice watch.
My wife fell asleep.
It's all good.
What? She must have been tired. She had to have been tired.
She just falls asleep on
stuff.
She
does a lot. I'm not gonna do that to your voice in the corner. I'm gonna save you from yourself.
Nah, man. We was watching another episode of Suits yesterday, and she fell asleep. You know what that means? The next time we sit down, we gotta rewatch some. And I'm like,
Now you messed up the
sucks.
flow.
But the burial was really, really good.
Really great.
I didn't like Jamie's character at first. I'm like, why is he doing this? But then
Wait. At first, you mean the opening scene in the church? Or?
I thought it. Yeah, well, once you knew he was like this person, lifestyle, rich and famous, I was like, seems cheesy to me.
Oh, that's half the entrepreneurs on Instagram right now.
Seems cheesy. You know what I mean? I was like, this isn't
Lifestyle It was lifestyle marketing before.
Once it started coming together,
yeah,
I was like, oh, it makes sense. That's why he has to be this 100%. And then it made sense why he had to like sit down and be second chair. And you see the nervousness. He like, can't say nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was a phenomenal movie.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was a great movie, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
Come on, Dave, get these nice watches in.
Yeah.
So tell me about your nice watches.
Okay, so I was like, let me do something different this week. Because usually I just go for the ultra dramatic stuff. But I was in a comedy mood and I watched Old Dads. Was that what it's called?
Old Dads, yep.
Old Dads. It's with Bill Burr and Bokeem Woodbine. And it's basically three dads who are maturing together through life with preschool and principals and teachers and wives. And basically they're just dads. They're living this dad life. And they're all married or they all have significant others. What I really appreciated about it was we see so many women-led films and women-led projects, and you always get the mom's perspective or the wife's perspective. But it was refreshing to see like, oh, this is what the dads go through. Okay.
Yeah.
It was it was intelligent comedy. It was written and directed by Bill Burr. He's a comedian. And I just love the style of comedy. It was just very witty, intelligent, dry humor, which is my type of humor.
Right. And Bill Burr, if you know his comedy, he's a really I like to consider him a woke comic. You know what I'm saying?
He's a woke white boy.
He's a woke white boy.
For sure.
So he gets it. He understands that, you know, things have been done bad to some people, right? And he's not afraid to address that in real time about how people try to look over that still today.
Yeah.
He doesn't let it go by. He's like one of those guys who's gonna be like, nope, not. Like he had a line in the movie that was just hilarious. And I know when people watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's hilarious and it's very ironic and it's just like
I gotta tell my
favorite
scene though was I gotta give y'all a little sneak peek of the scene, but you have to go watch it. It's such a good film because it's so relatable to the time today.
Yeah.
So it's just one scene where he said something belligerent to the principal of the school, and his wife made him go back and apologize. And when he went to go apologize to the principal made him apologize in front of all the parents. And after he gave his apology, the principal opened up for Q&A. For people to express their feelings to him and what they think about his apology. Mm. And the way it was written was just so funny because I'm like, this is the world we live in. Somebody was offended by what he said who wasn't even there.
Right.
And one person was offended because they felt like they were body shamed.
Yep.
And it's just like all these little things that you hear on social media. Well, you can't body shame and you can't use this language anymore. And it was all of that in that one scene. And I was like, this is so brilliant because how are you offended and you weren't even there?
Well, that's just why the world is so crazy now. Like, how are you offended by something I say to you? Like, how can I make you feel anyway? You should feel how you need to feel. That's on you.
That
like,
really
this is the
on
world.
you.
Like, can't nobody make you unhappy? That's on you.
Yeah.
But we didn't got caught up in this. Somebody can do something to me. No, they can't.
Well, really, we are too. That scene exemplified the whole movie. Sensitive. Really is that we are too sensitive as a culture.
Everybody's too sensitive.
You can't say anything, Dave. Oh, do you guys know you can no longer say homeless as well? You can't say homeless. No, they're unhoused. They're unhoused.
I heard somebody say unhoused. What are you talking about? Homeless.
It's crazy, man.
You can't say homeless.
It's crazy.
It's unhoused.
Everybody's offended. Everybody's
unhoused is homeless.
Yeah, man, this is crazy.
Yo,
and I love the
unhoused.
fact that,
I just want y'all to think about this.
Unhoused. I'm gonna mess that up every time.
It's unhoused.
I'm gonna mess that up every time.
So we're just so sensitive, and I get it.
Hold on. Okay, real quick. Did a unhoused person get offended by somebody calling them homeless?
Had to.
And all it takes is
actually, you know what? In the world we live in, it probably wasn't an unhoused person.
It was probably somebody who had a mega mansion.
Someone who's housed.
Living in a mansion.
Completely housed, living great. Well, it's like, we shouldn't call them homeless anymore. We should call them unhoused. I am offended for them. That's probably what it was. Because that's the world we live in today.
Oh, my God.
I also love how raw they made it, though. They really made it from the man's perspective of how we deal with each other too.
But it was the Generation X / millennial men's perspective opposed to this new Gen Z.
New Gen Z, because they had some Gen Zs
they
in
had
there.
some Gen Zs in there.
And we saw the clash.
So these three they weren't baby boomers. They were Gen X.
Yeah.
These 3 Gen X men who were probably what in their 40s, mid 40s.
Yep, mid 40s or 50s, something.
Are now selling they sold their company to this Gen Zer person, and the Gen Z person comes in and is like, want to switch some things around. Everything needs to be more gender fluid. It's just real with the times. It's real with the 21st century. This Gen Z fluidity, non-identity, like it's that. And it's like, I get it, but it's also like some of us just come from a different era, and what's a norm for us may not be a norm for Gen Z. And they did a really great job exemplifying the differences between baby boomers, Gen X's, and Gen Z's, and millennials. And I'm a millennial, so like I'm kind of like can see a little bit of both sides because I'm a millennial. You're a millennial. We're all millennials, aren't we?
I'm X.
I'm a millennial.
I'm X.
Y'all are old. Because I'm 36.
Hold on.
I'm 9 years older than you.
Yeah, you're
45.
You're X.
Yeah.
I'm 38.
But you're a millennial, I feel like. When does millennial start?
I'm about to do it right now.
Old looking millennial.
Golly, guys.
The grades came in a little strong.
Gen X.
Yeah, he got more grades than me. And
So Gen
6
X.
years
When
old.
was you born?
87.
78.
Congratulations. We are. Oh well.
I'm a millennial.
I'm millennial then.
Yeah, me and you're millennials.
1955 to 64, baby boomer.
Yes.
1965 to 1980 is Gen X.
Yes.
1981 to 1996, millennial.
Millennials.
Gen Z is 97 to 2012. I thought I was a Generation X.
No, you're millennials.
Nah,
Don't
dog,
claim them.
You are with these strange people.
When was you born?
78.
Oh, you're Gen X.
Like a mother sucker.
Yeah.
You don't have no gray hairs.
That's why it's all because I'm winning.
You look good, man.
I got a few.
I'm
I got a
winning.
few.
Because
I got
I'm
a few.
winning.
I got a few. They coming in. They started.
Yeah, they're in
coming
your
now.
beard a little bit.
This strike is starting to get me.
Hey.
My husband
trying me.
is a Gen X with you, and he got a little bit of gray hairs coming
Jay
in.
is what, 2 years younger than me, 2 or 3?
Jay just turned 43.
Yeah, 2 years behind me. Yeah.
Yep.
Jay got a little bit more stressful life. He out there trying to change the world. I'm a couple steps behind him.
I'm almost positive I'm an X.
I'm positive you're a millennial.
You definitely have X grace.
Did you go to the millennial tour?
No.
B2K? That was our era.
No,
B2K.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't like that.
What were you, 80?
Huh?
You 80?
84.
Oh shoot, you into
No,
the
you're a
80s.
Gen. You're.
I didn't like that era. See, they look at that era as like early 2000s.
That's what
I
we were.
am
That's.
a 96, 95, 97. The 90s,
Yeah, that's the year.
that's my music era.
my
And guess what? You're a millennial. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Kidding,
saying,
millennial.
but
You
all
probably
the,
think like an X, though. You probably hung out with a lot of X's, didn't you?
but that millennial tour was more early 2000s, the B2K and all that. I'm not into
That's when I was in high school, early 2000s.
that's
So
EJ
that
then.
was
That's all her.
I was in high school.
I wouldn't get that from you.
So I was
either.
going to those
Bro,
concerts.
I feel like you're X.
I'm 96. Are you just talking about my grades or?
No. As far as energy, I wouldn't.
Thank you, brother.
No, I would give you X for sure.
Yeah, you do
100%.
give a little bit more X
That's what I'm
vibe.
into. That's what I'm into.
I'm for sure a millennial.
It
I'm
has
just trying to
nothing
make
do
sure-
with the exorbitant amount of grades and the really raspy
We don't gotta use
90-year-old
words like
voice. It
exorbitant.
has nothing to do with those two things. It's none of that. It's just your energy, buddy.
All right. Well, yeah.
So, old dads.
Yeah.
Loved it. I thought it was extremely well done. I actually just took a writer's course with Cass Seeger as my mentor, and she broke down the structure of a script, like the first 12 pages, your inciting incident to be there. You should have the character arc should come in here. Like watching that movie, I saw everything that she just taught us. I saw the inciting incidents. I saw the character arcs. I saw the downfalls. I saw the up. You know what I mean? I saw the climax. I was like, oh, this is a well-crafted script. It was very well written. Shout out to Bill Burr. It was very well written. I thought the comedy was intelligent and witty, and it was timely.
Yeah.
And the acting was great. And Bokeem Woodbine is in it, so anything he's in, I mean, he's
always solid.
It was cool to see him in this role.
Yeah, he's always usually a little serious.
You know
or,
Bokeem Woodbine.
or a little crazy.
Yeah. So if you
Jason's
said,
lyric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jason's
if you
lyric
said his
life.
name, I wouldn't know.
He's one of those actors that you don't know his name, but you know his
Right.
face.
There's only two things I think of when I see him: Jason's lyric
And Life.
and Tupac's video.
Oh, no, not
Oh,
Life?
yeah. Tupac's video. He was in that too.
Heck, I don't think of life when I think of him.
Yeah, I think of Life because,
It's tough.
you know why I think of Life?
Eddie Murphy and
Because for one, it's a nice watch. But
it's a nice watch.
Bokeem had no lines in that film and killed his role. He was the baseball
Oh, yeah,
player
he was
that
the
they
baseball
took.
player.
Yes, he was.
He was the baseball
yeah.
they took to go to the major leagues. And Martin and Eddie's characters was mad because they wanted to go with him. He was he had no lines.
Ended up sleeping with the warden's wife.
Slept with the warden's wife, had a baby by her and everything. Had a little black chocolate baby. And he
Out
just
of Pappet.
yes, for sure.
Yeah.
That was
dope.
a classic.
Dope.
That in life, that was, I think that was probably the most classic scene.
Out that baby's pappy.
Yeah.
Now out of pappy, boss.
Out of Pappet.
They held him down though. That's how friends you need in life. If you ain't got friends like that, rethink your circle.
100%.
Exactly.
So it was a nice watch.
Nice watch. Old Dash.
But mind you, it is it's not a PG-13 comedy. So if you got kids and you're a little sensitive to their ears, you might want to wait for them to go to bed. But
or if you're just sensitive in general, and
or if you're sensitive in general, you might want to just.
If you're with the Gen Z sensitivity, you probably
if you Gen Z sensitivity, you might not want to mess with it because it kind of makes fun of you guys and makes fun of the world the way it is now. And I know everybody seems to be really happy with it, but it's not really conducive to good comedy.
Yo, wait a minute though. Before, if Richard Pryor and all them were still doing comedy, they'd all be canceled.
Oh, 100%.
They'd all be canceled.
100%.
Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, all them.
I think that's why Eddie was supposed to come back. He was supposed to start. He's about to do another like show, but he started going out.
You can't say nothing in this day and age.
I know, and he started going out, and he said, "You know what?
Forget about it.
Do it. I think he might have shut it down." Somebody was talking about
Gen
that
Z
recently.
sensitivity.
Like, no, I'm not doing it. Not doing it to himself. But although Eddie could, I think Eddie could. Like Eddie's uncancelable at this point.
Yeah, I just hate that.
Does he still got it though?
Oh yeah, he's Eddie Murphy. Dog.
I think Eddie's
That's
gonna
Eddie,
always.
that's Eddie Murphy, dog. That's Eddie Murphy. Stop.
Well,
I'm telling you.
I did go see Martin, and I was like, the jokes was definitely given dated.
Martin seems like a whole nother person though these days.
Maybe.
I think Martin is more Martin than he was all. I think he's more himself than he's all now as he's gotten older. I think before, Martin wasn't one of those people that stayed in the public eye even when he was big. He was one of those guys that was big, but you didn't see him everywhere.
Well, you saw him in L.A. waving a gun. So.
But that was moments he had, but you didn't see him out all the time.
Wait, he was waving a gun in L.A.?
He had a
breakdown.
Yeah, either it was a breakdown or a reaction to something where he
said he was high. So
I think he might have had edible.
He said he was high and Run Tell That.
Yeah, I think
I'm saying now you see him like even in interviews, it's like he's just so quiet and he's on. You know what I mean?
Life sometimes, man. You get to that point where you done playing.
You done it all, seen it all, and now it's
because
just like,
when you turn on Bad Boys, he's Martin. He's fine.
He's Martin. Yeah.
I think now we're
not the last one.
And he's just older. And you got to remember though.
Wait, I didn't see the last one.
You didn't see the last one?
Was it a nice
I want
watch?
to fight you so bad, bro. It's crazy.
Well, come on.
Did you go see some? Did you go get your black card back?
I mean, not that I ever really had it, but
God, did she took it up octave? I never really had it.
She went straight to the valley.
She did.
Like, no, I did not yet. I did not go watch anything on the list yet.
Goodness gracious.
But again, I saw Boomerang last, so I'm feeling really good about that. Feeling really great.
So proud of you.
Oh my God. No, and also again, it's a really raw comedy, so just
Okay, what'd you watch? What'd you watch, Karan?
That was mine too. I watched that one too.
Oh, you watched Old Dads? Okay. Did you watch it with Terry?
I did.
Did you guys both equally find the same parts funny? Okay.
She had watched it before me actually.
Okay. Oh yeah, because she would like that kind of stuff.
So
too.
I watched it after she had watched it the day before, and she was like, watch this part, and she was kind of getting me ready for stuff like watch this part. But yeah,
hey, people do that to me though when they're like, okay, watch this. It's like let me get there. Let me be shocked.
Right.
You just took away the shock value for me.
Right. I'm still watching Changeling.
Still watching Changeling.
Yeah.
And I know we said we were going to talk about it today. So Changeling with Lakeith Stanfield, who's a phenomenal actor.
Yep, he's an executive producer on this joint too.
Episode 3, and I'm hanging in there.
Hang in there. The payoff is worth it.
The thing about it is I'm hanging in there, but I'm also still scrolling.
Well, see, that's the problem. You got to watch it.
Some stuff just makes me put my phone down, and some stuff I'm like, it's not making me put my phone down, so I'm scrolling.
It's tough. But you got to remember, you host a podcast show that you got to kind of have a different take on things now. So you might want to take your job a little serious and keep your phone down and watch it.
But to me, those are the elements of a nice watch. Something that makes me put my phone down. So I haven't got that yet, but I'm only on episode 3.
And I admit, the first few episodes, I was itching to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
But
the acting is great.
Yeah. But I was just like, let me just stick with it because I feel like it's on Apple.
What's on Apple? And it's
Apple,
Lakeith Stanfield.
It's Lakeith and it's Apple. So now I gotta know what you kind of know. That's another thing. You got to know what world you're walking into because every streamer has kind of a signature.
Yeah.
You know what they really going to put up, especially these new ones.
If it's on Apple,
Plus.
it's good.
If it's Apple, quality's going to be amazing.
Yes.
The acting's going to be amazing. The storytelling is going to be long form. You're going to have to invest.
Time.
You can't because Apple's about the prestige of it.
Yeah.
The whole story of it and everything. So every series on Apple is one of those series where you oh my God, what is it gonna get to? But then the payoff.
The newsroom is great.
The newsroom is amazing. Have you been seeing? Have you watching that one, the new season?
Not the new season.
Okay, we'll talk about it when you get there. It's really good this season.
Yeah,
too.
but Jennifer Aniston is killing it.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Aniston. They got that great filter on her too. It's amazing.
I really feel like I could have played her role.
With that filter, I mean, anybody.
What filter?
What filter? They have filters on actors that you can put on to make them look younger.
The whole movie?
You don't know about filters?
No.
It's the same filter you use in your phone.
Really?
Yeah, they have. That's where you think they got that idea from.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She's a filter on?
See Sarah Jessica Parker without that camera on her filter. Yeah, filters.
Interesting.
Same one y'all use on your phones and y'all take all these pictures and stuff and
I for sure use a filter.
everybody does. I can't even look at the pictures. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm looking at a spirit. What's happening here? Did I just have a Sixth Sense moment?
Yo, in the burial, what's the guy's name? The one who was suing the company?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Goat.
Did they put some extra old on him or?
I was thinking the same thing, but I said, I looked and I said, no, he's gotten older.
And Tommy's always had that overtly wrinkled skin. Like even when he was younger, like when I first saw Tommy Lee Jones back when I was little with Steven Seagal and Under Siege was the first time I saw Tommy Lee Jones and remembered him as a kid.
That was Wait, when's the first time you seen Tommy Lee Jones?
I don't know.
He goes way back.
I think for me, Indiana Jones.
See, I don't remember him Indiana Jones.
Wait, is that? Am I getting my movies mixed up?
My movie, when he killed it, and I was like, man, who the
You're
hell?
talking about somebody else.
I think I'm
His bad guy in Under Siege. It was amazing.
Hold on.
I was like, who's that actor? He was amazing.
First of all, he was born in 1946. So everybody, let's put some respect on his wrinkles because he was born in 1946.
He's been
earned
old for
every
a long time.
Okay, Men in Black is my first exposure.
No, by that time I knew of him then. At that point, when Men in Black hit, I was like, oh, him and Will Smith, that's gonna be dope because he has the perfect dryness to go bounce off of Will's color. That's why that did so well.
Yeah, that would be my first.
And that's why him and Jamie played so well together.
I'm looking to see. I think mine was Men in Black as well.
Definitely Men in Black for you.
Oh yeah, it was Men in Black for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
That was it.
My boy been in the game though. I'm looking at all these movies he's been in.
No,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
Tommy
Lee's been in the game probably since he was born.
Yeah, he goes back to like half the people he came to the game when they ain't even alive no more.
His first acting credit, Tommy Lee Jones, was
None of us would even thought of.
It looked like he was
1970.
1970. Really? 8 years before I was born. Like, that's crazy. He's like,
he did 25 episodes of One Life to Live. Come on, soap operas.
Man.
Yeah, he's been in the game a minute.
Yeah, Tommy Lee's a legend, man.
He's a legend.
That's like having De Niro or, it's him and De Niro. Those are the kind of guys that. Was it?
Yeah, now I want to go back and watch some of these movies. But yes, I think for
shows,
our age.
It shows he's in a movie that did really bad called Finest Kind. It dropped this year. It got 20% Rotten Tomatoes though.
Yeah, now he's probably at that point now. So much stuff happening. Like like you said, it's hard to get tempos out, and everybody's got money to do it to a streamer. So a lot of these old heads are taking a nice quick bag and just doing whatever they can do just to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You see who's doing a lot of those. I mean, before Bruce Willis had that, had that memory thing happen to him.
Oh yeah, Bruce Willis was doing some things recently.
He was doing some. Yeah, he was taking it was $1 million. They give him $1 million and he do like a day. It'd be like one day. You get
gracious.
For $1 million, you get 1 day of Bruce Willis in your movie, and that's like a 6-hour work day.
That's wild.
And he would come, and you would give him his scene.
What?
And by that time, I think I heard because my boy Vernon Davis had did a movie with him, and he said his memory was they had to basically kind of feed him lines.
Because he's to the point now he can't act anymore, right?
You know, he can't. He don't even know what's happening. Really, I don't even think he knows. I think that he's like slipping like that.
Alzheimer's.
It's like a form of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he has something. I can't remember.
It's really aggressive though. It's like one of those ones that just when it hits, it starts to fall fast. Like I read an article and his wife was just saying she's
prayers to him, man, and his whole family.
And his family. They were just saying how much of a toll it's taking on just the family.
Everybody.
Because again, they say he's still his normal self in his energy, but it's just like he don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, and I'm hearing he can't really speak well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, that sucks. It's bad, man. Especially when you saw his. I mean, Bruce Willis is a amazing. One of the people I looked at as a career guy. Like I love his career. You know what I'm saying? Starting on moonlighting and doing it and just going all the way to the top with it.
Do people make good money? Let me ask you this question, and maybe it's personal. Your wife, does she still make money off the Steve Harvey show?
Very little. It's like the residual stuff is so. Let me explain residuals, how they prior work before now. Before residuals would work, if we did a TV show on Fox and it aired, we got another check on the first airing. Then initially back in the day, they wouldn't air it again to the next season as a rerun or something in the off season. So that was one. Then as streaming kicked in, TV would start to do the whole air it, then re-air it again that weekend, just trying to keep up with the people wanting to see, consume when they wanted to consume. Remember that TV was doing that for me.
100%.
So then you get that check. And then as it keeps running, the checks get smaller. So now, say Fox had that movie and then they sold it to a new up-and-comer like, I don't know, Lifetime. Same movie we did for Fox is now on Lifetime. We might get a big residual check off the rip, from that buyout, from the sale of that film. And we got a nice little chunk on that first run. But then that after the first run, on the second run go around, it drops even faster.
You're getting $60 checks, $70 checks, $17 checks, 2-cent checks. Because I remember being at your house one time, and Terry had a whole stack of checks from the Steve Harvey show.
Yep.
And you guys were probably just letting them just build up.
Well, at that point, I think it just got re-syndicated or something. So it was just coming in big stacks like that, but it'd be like 30 cents, 40 cents, $5, $500, $20, $2. It'd be just up and down. And you could never really, and all those checks would add up and be decent, but it took so many, you know what I'm saying? And so my career started picking up. All those checks started going away because it was just all streaming, basically. Yeah. So I would get a nice...
Which is partly why we're striking.
Right.
These residuals to look like something.
But that's why I started producing. Like I had peak game. I was like, yo, I can't keep playing this. Oh, I'm just an actor role because I'm just not gonna be no more of the super $20 million jump people no more in this new generation of actors. It's just too many. It's just too saturated.
It's saturated. Like before you were an actor, I felt
special.
Man, you were special. Like, he's an actor. He's on TV. I remember when I ran youth track growing up. I was 12 years old. One of the girl who played the little sister on Robert Townsend's Parenthood. She ran track for our rival team. No, she was actually on our team. And it was like everybody's like, oh my God, there she is. There's Ashley. But now it's like so many people are on TV. It's like so normal now. It's like, oh, cool, what's up? So now it's taking away the mystique and the specialness, the uniqueness of it because everybody's an actor now. And not only that, let me take that back because I don't like to call you an actor just because you're on a show. You're someone who got on a show. You're not an actor to me. But it's a whole other story. But now someone may come up to you, David Shands, like, you know what, Dave, I want you in my movie, and they'll just put you in because they like you or they like your brand. But you're not necessarily an actor, right? But they'll put you in and they'll pay you. Sure. So now so much of that is happening where I'm like, it's taking away the uniqueness of it. It's taking away the you know. So
say, Vince, you get a very attractive woman, and she's made up to 3 or 4 million followers, doing absolutely nothing but being attractive. And now they'll put her in the movie, and she may even be in the movie with a role she has no business doing,
right?
At all, because she can't hold it.
She can't hold it. There's no way. She doesn't have the tools, the training to do that. But they put her in there, and say somebody that's been working for 15, 16 years, I'm opposite of her. Yeah. And do you understand how frustrating that can be?
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Like Carisha. Like how was that? Remember, I didn't see the. It
was bad. It was horrible.
They said Carisha's joint was.
It was bad.
Oh, BMF.
It was bad. It was bad. However, it's like, you know what, girlfriend, I commend you. You wanted to go out there. You wanted to act. Cool. You did it.
Got in there.
But I just beg of anybody, please, if you want to act, respect the craft. if you do not know how to act, get into an acting class. Please pick up a book, go to a play, go to Broadway. They run year round and study it's just like a guitarist. You don't pick up a guitar and just be Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. You have to take classes. You have to study. You have to hone. And it's no different when acting. And it's so frustrating when they're like, I'm going to put David Chance in my movie just because I like Sleepers with Suckers brand. It's like, but David ain't taking one acting class. Right. Now you over here beat Karan for the role who's been doing it for a decade.
Well, David wouldn't beat me for a role. let's get it. They're not that crazy, but he might be one of the guys in the scene with me.
For sure.
And I'm like, where did they get this guy from?
Me and B. Simone audition for the same stuff all the time. But B. Simone is an actress, but she also, a lot of stuff comes to her because of her influence, because of her following. We went up for the same role one time. I coached her for the role, taped her. She got the role. I was super happy for her. But that happens all the time where an influencer or someone who has a big following is pinned up against someone who maybe they study for this, they train for this. And now you just
somebody's considering the business back.
That's all they're considering now these days.
The business side of it, which at the end of the day, you can't be mad at it.
You can't.
But you also got to understand, like, if you don't understand what's happening and you can't figure out how to pivot and get into doing it the way you got to do it, which is what I was doing. That's why I was like, strike. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a way. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna adjust. That's just my mentality.
You have to.
So
you almost now like you have to be both. You have to have influence. You have to have a social presence, and you have to have the chops. Because you can have the social presence all you want, but if you get into the ring with a dog, that social presence ain't gonna do nothing for you. You need to know how to act. Because if you get in the ring, you got cast next to Biola or somebody, that following is not going to do nothing for you. Yeah. You have to know how to act. So what I did was, and I started this early over almost a decade ago with DC Young Fly, Emmanuel Hudson. We were with this troupe called Ratchet People Meet. Yep. So we've been doing skits and like building our social media following, mixing it with knowing the actual craft. Because you have to have both these. I don't care if you're not an actor. I don't care if you're just an entrepreneur. You have to have a social media presence almost.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way people now do all their research. That's how they do everything. Yep. I mean, it's everything now. It's just crazy, but it is.
Man, I didn't see it, and I'm actually looking at it now. Did y'all see How High 2?
I did.
I watched this, like the beginning of it.
Which one, the new one that came out? With DC?
What? Yeah, so DC Young Fly,
yeah, DC Young Fly,
Mike
I didn't see DC's.
I watched like the first couple minutes.
Loved How High 1.
I love How High 1. That was classic.
You didn't like 2?
I think I started watching 2 and I was like, oh, this is an influencer show.
The weed plant.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
You had storytelling back then. People, they were concentrating on the story. Yeah. And at the time, unbeknownst to us, Method Man was a budding actor already. So he took the movie serious, and they did a great job doing the movie.
Yeah.
They got Lil Baby in it.
And him and Redman just had
natural chemistry. Master P tried to do I Got the Hookup too, and it flopped. And they had every influencer in there.
I Got the Hookup 2 flop, yeah.
Completely flopped. So it's like all that influence is cute and cool, but sometimes it doesn't make sense.
My thing is this, if you don't know how to hold your presence.
Yes. Talk about it.
If you don't know how to hold your presence, you ain't going to be able to hold that camera.
You're not going to be able to hold that audience.
Because
at the end of the day.
Like I say, I only work for that.
Yes.
I told this director, I said, I'm working for that.
I'm working for the audience.
Yeah,
you're going to believe me when you see me.
Yeah.
And that's the elements of what makes something a nice watch is if you believe the story, you believe the actors. If it looks, it's like, I Got the Hookup. It should have been successful. Maybe it was the marketing, maybe not. Maybe it was because there's just too many influencers. Maybe, who knows? But like, Tip and DC just dropped Departments. Kudos to them. Shout out to them. I love them both my personal friends. I do think though it's a movie.
How was it? I didn't get to see it. I didn't go to the premiere.
It was okay.
Is it out?
It was funny.
Is it out?
Yeah, it's out. It's they independently distribute.
So you gotta go buy.
It's like departments404.com.
Got you.
Shout out to them. Amazing business model to just self-distribute it. I love them for that, and I'm sure they'll make their money back. But it's funny because everyone in the movie's funny. You got Carlos Miller, you got Tyler Chronicles, you got DC Young Fly, you got Nav Green. I mean, these are all my friends. I love them all. But there was no story. There was no beginning, middle, and end. It's like, okay, what's the plot? What's the climax? It
wasn't Friday.
It wasn't Friday. Oh no, absolutely not Friday. Absolutely not Friday. However, because times have changed and this new Gen Z thing, maybe there doesn't need to be a beginning, middle, and end. Because
all they're seeing is in 30 seconds anyway. They like this. Oh, that was hilarious.
All they're watching is like, there's funny jokes, funny joke, funny comedian. And granted, everyone who's in this film is funny as hell. There's not one weak link in this film.
Well, that makes sense though.
There was just no story for me. I would have loved
for entertainment, just going for laughs.
That's what it sounds like.
I would have loved for them to there had been a script with a beginning, middle, and end.
I guess it goes back to what we were saying earlier. Know thy audience, right?
Yeah.
They know their audience.
Yeah.
Like all the people you just named, I know all those guys as well, and they're phenomenal at everything they do.
Yep.
But I've heard none of them say they are aspiring to be Denzel.
Yeah.
It's like I am doing DC's DC. He's his own entity.
DC can act,
but he's his own entity in a way. Like he
sure.
can go both ways, but he's not craving.
But DC can do drama and comedy
because he's this dog. He can sing.
Yeah.
The dude can do everything.
DC is multi-talented.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that got all of it.
Yes,
but again, he's not acting. Is not what drives him.
Yeah,
he just loves to be whatever medium you gonna give him in the moment. He prefer to be laughing, fun, and cracking jokes.
He's gonna host. He's gonna do stand up. He's gonna
do anything. But like acting doesn't drive him like it drives me and you.
Yeah.
Like I want to do all. I can do all these other things, but I'm no happier when I'm on set, and I'm in that role, and that's my spot.
For sure, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's nothing like it, Dave. It's like how you feel about entrepreneurship. It's like you wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
Oh, 100%. But like I think even like if you look at those classic movies, they weren't even really going for big stars like that. Chris Tucker wasn't a big star.
No, he was nobody at that point.
Yeah, they just found like there was.
I feel like they found the people who I know you're going to be a star. You're next. It's because they were all talented.
100%.
It's like a DC Young Fly when someone said 7-8 years ago, like, oh, let me take a chance on this kid because he's got it. It's something about him. He wasn't known yet, but it's something about this kid. He's going to be a star.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People have that thing.
It's the it factor.
Now it's based on influence, from whatever you do online, right? Mm-hmm. Which takes away, I think, the integrity of the movies. Like I don't think people are shooting for, let's create a classic anymore.
No, I don't think so either.
I think there are some people who are still,
I think
that's
dying
not what's
age.
popular.
They're dying breed. Like Martin Scorsese, his movie, which we should talk about soon, it's the Flower movie came out. I just saw it on Apple today.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
It said I almost watched that before I came, but I was like, I don't want to get into it. But it's the new movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Martin Scorsese directed it.
Oh,
and it's about the Indian reservation.
Well, if it's Martin Scorsese and Leonardo, it's a nice watch already.
It's a nice, but again, like for us, I'm always enthralled to see a movie go from start to finish.
Yeah.
With a completely world-driven view of what's going on, like you really become part of that world, and that's what again. You got two different worlds now. You got the people who want to be immersed into a world, then you got the people who are happy with the world they're immersed in here and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what I'm saying? Like I see people walking around now with these phones and they look like zombies. Yeah. It's literally zombies, bro. Like you don't even realize what's going on around you half the time. Like if I was a stick-up kid, this would be my era.
This would be my era.
I would be out here making bank.
Think of a movie. So I think back in those days, it's like you'll watch a movie will come out and the whole school's talking about House Party. The whole school's talking about it, or whole school's talking about Friday. Do we have that? I mean,
we do, but the saturation. We talked about the saturation.
It's just so oversaturated.
Yeah. It's so much. Why we got a show to talk about what to watch right now?
Unless you get lucky, like and your show gets this craze following, like a Stranger Things, like Snowfall, like Euphoria. So there are the Euphorias, the Snowfalls, that everyone in school is probably talking about, but. You got to think about it. When we were in school, it was 5 networks.
It's 5 networks.
It was ABC, NBC, Fox, UPN,
and only
WB.
The fancy kid had HBO.
Yeah, we watched the same 5 networks. Now there's 5,000 networks.
5,000.
Not including everyone's personal YouTube channels. And we watch their personal blogs and their personal social-proof podcast. And you know what I mean?
TV shows are competing with Country Wayne's Facebook page.
Yeah. Or they're competing with social proof podcasts.
I'm just saying it's coming from all you're bombarded with content now. That's why it's like this is why our show is here. Sense. We're here to help you cut through some of the fat.
Yeah. Cut through the fat. Trim through the fat.
Like if you really want something to watch, you're gonna not feel like you weren't productive and you got a good moment of time that you got to watch our show, and we will help you cut through some of the clutter. Now we may hit a few bombs here or there because we're human, and again it's 5,000 options, but we take our expertise and we try to find the nuggets for you
and let you know
not waste your time.
It's a nice watch.
It's a nice watch.
So this show couldn't have come out 15 years ago.
It didn't have to.
You didn't have to. You only had 5 channels.
Well, and 20 years ago was Siskel and Ebert, and they just talked about the main one movie that everybody was already talking about, and then you do that, and
it's the new Siskel and Ebert. But think about it, Dave. When we were growing up, like I used to come home and watch Wayne's Bros. I used to watch Steve Harvey show. There's only really a couple shows you could watch. Yeah. Now you come home. First of all, there's not just multiple shows, multiple films, multiple skits, multiple podcasts.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many things you consume. What to watch? Should I turn on the Social Proof podcast, or should I watch Euphoria? Should I watch Nice Watch podcast, or should I listen to this girl's crime drama series podcast that she has? Like, I met this queen at your podcast. She has this freaking crime drama podcast and it's got this crazy following. So it's like, what to watch? You got so many things now. Back then, 15, 20 years ago, we had 5 things.
And dig this, though. Sure. The crime drama podcast, do you know what that is? That's radio, dog. We are back. See how this thing done flipped already? We already back to radio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dog, podcast is no different than they used to have actual live shows on. That's where I Love Lucy got started on, was radio.
Yep.
Being an actress on radio, dog.
Yeah. And that's coming back now.
And then they turned it onto a show and made I Love Lucy from a TV radio show, man.
Oh, you're saying podcast?
Podcasting, how it's done went full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're back to actually having performances on radio, basically.
Yeah.
And there's actors
which is something I feel like you should look into, Dave, because it's coming. Watch how booming it's about to be.
Are you saying with radio?
Shows on podcasts.
Shows on podcasts.
Just
we
audio.
Do a scripted show.
It's just audio.
We just act it out.
So you're listening to your favorite show.
And we put Folly on it. We get a Folly artist.
So yes, I've seen some of those podcasts where they're telling a story and the next episode is the continuation of the story.
And they just go and you create the world.
But it's acted out with real actors.
Yeah, it's acted out with real actors.
So it's not someone just reading. It's like
we're putting
acting it out on the mic, and people are just listening to their show now.
Yeah.
They're listening to the podcast, they're listening to their show. So it's on, like, Audible is about to go ham with all these shows.
Yeah, I auditioned for one already. Like, it's crazy.
Can we just create one?
We can. I already wrote one.
Let's do it.
You already wrote what's it about?
Which one do we write about? It was for Terry. It's for Terry's show.
Yep, I told Terry too. I said you need to get with Dave
in the bathroom with Terry. And
can't talk about it on live. Can't talk about it online yet.
You can't talk about it in the back. It's already skid done. But we talked about doing it for Audible for them, and they didn't want to do it at the time. But it's wide open.
The lane is wide open, Dave, and it's about to be bananas.
All we need is a Folly artist.
I've been seeing. I haven't seen like the whole. I've heard someone like telling a story, and I'm like, oh, it's a really good story.
So
right.
So then the Folly artist comes in.
Folly artist, what does that mean?
That creates the environment. So as we're telling me, EJ in a scene, like say me and EJ walk into a kitchen, you're gonna hear a door open, you're gonna hear us footsteps, you're gonna hear us pull a chair out, sit down, and we just gonna be talking.
Like, hey honey, how was your day?
Yeah, hey honey, everything was good. We just had a thing at work. And
did you guys close on the deal today?
I didn't. Phone ring, refrigerator opened up, and I go in there and get. So
you're basically it's a show. You're just listening to it.
And
I pop a drink,
producing that thing,
and I'm like this. Yeah, thanks for this. And then we just doing this, and that's the shit. So you need actors and a Folly artist and a story. We can do it.
That's hard.
Yeah. So now a nice watch. It'd be nice listen.
I like it. Let's do
That's a nice listen.
Oh look, I'm looking to create all types of content. Let's
figure it out. Let's keep that conversation going, and we can figure something out.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yep.
That's good. Okay.
Go ahead.
One thing. Most overrated movie or series where you were just embarrassed to say you didn't like it.
Oh, that's a tough one. Most overrated? I gotta think. Well, I don't know, but I do know that I've never seen Game of Thrones, and I probably never will. I heard it's really great, and I heard it's the best thing that's ever since sliced bread, but I've never seen it. And
that won't get overrated.
And
though.
I'm not gonna.
That guy with it was.
I heard.
You have some people say they didn't like the ending, but yeah, that's a nice watch.
Give me one it was like, yo, you can't see why everybody's so into this.
That's what I'm thinking of it right now.
I don't know. Usually the stuff that everyone's into, I watch and I'm like, okay, I see why.
I gotta say, maybe something like Friends.
Oh, whoa. Hold on, wait a minute. Friends was so good.
Friends was good.
Lisa Kudrow?
It was good, but compared to what I was already loving.
Yeah,
I started out on Friends, so
yeah. But if you're going from Friday,
I started from Cosby Show. I started from those kind of shows.
If you're going from like Martin,
that's my show.
But see, I watched Martin.
Friends.
I watched Martin and Friends. I loved them both.
I never watched Friends till I got to became an adult.
I never really got into Friends. However,
me neither. That's why when I watched it, it wasn't better than Living Single to me.
One that I fell in love with, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, is Seinfeld.
Oh, love Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is one of those movies, those shows I got onto as an adult too, and actually appreciated that.
Bro.
And that's and now the new Seinfeld to me is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I never seen that.
Same as Larry David.
I gotta watch it.
Larry David wrote Seinfeld.
No, I didn't know.
With Seinfeld.
Oh.
Him and Jerry wrote that together. Larry David created his own show called Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I've heard about it.
Now,
Gotta watch it.
you
It's a
want to
nice
see
watch.
some funny, nice watch. This is what I aspire to do with Lions Crumbs.
Okay.
It's the Larry David feel. That's what I'm doing with the Lions side. The Larry David feel. It's like JB Smooth, Larry David. Oh man. Okay. You two got homework. Wait
a minute. Before we skip over Friends, rest in peace to Matthew Perry, who just lost his life.
Yes,
and
tragic loss.
He was one of our favorite characters, and again, I was a Friends person.
Joey.
So like, he was Chandler.
Was it Chandler? He was Joey in something, wasn't he? Or was that another actor?
Wait, now you just got me. Now you got me all tricked off.
I messed up.
Chandler.
Yeah, it's Chandler. It is Chandler.
I saw he passed away. I wasn't
him and the other character remind me of Joey. The guy who played Joey in another show that was really good, like him.
Okay.
They kind of they always reminded me of the same guy when I watched him.
Yeah,
you
Matthew
call yourself
Perry.
a fan of Friends?
I know, because he just tricked me up. He's Chandler.
I didn't say I was a fan.
No.
Yeah, but he got me in my head. I was like, wait a minute, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, I never really got into Friends.
Yeah.
You know what I
love Lisa Kudrow though.
One of the best sitcoms to ever sitcom.
King of Queens.
King of Queens was amazing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sex in the City.
Sex and the City was dope. I watched the new one.
Sex in the
Did
City
you watch the new one?
sitcom?
No, it's not a sitcom.
No, it's not a sitcom.
It's a series, but
It's
not
a
a
series.
sitcom.
series, yeah, not a sitcom.
So you know the difference between a sitcom and series, right?
A sitcom is like Seinfeld
It's
is a
a
sitcom.
half hour
Yes.
multicam. Well, sometimes it can be single cam.
But he used to come on.
They got
off a little too late when I was young, but I used to love it because it was so. Maybe it was so different because I was used to actors and you talk or whatever. But you had Carrie voiceover, and you got that powerful dynamic between her and Biggs, and like you had the little hoe friend that was bad, but she was like, "Yo, I see why you're a little hoe friend," but you know what I mean? It was.
Have you seen the new season?
I never got into Sex in the City.
No. I haven't watched it in 10 years.
I never got into it.
Is it?
It's still good.
They have new
No
episodes.
way.
Nicole's on there now. That's why we watch it. Nicole's on there.
Oh, Nicole Parker.
Yeah, she and our other homegirl that Terry directed in Italy.
20 years later?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they came back. Yeah,
It's still called Sex in the City?
25, gotta be 25, 30
It's called
years,
Sex and
actually.
the City, but it's called And Just Like That.
Oh,
It's called
okay.
Just Like That or something, Sex and the City something, but it's basically the title. And Just Like That, and then she does it in her voice. And
Got you.
And
she's
it's
a radio,
those
and now
same
she's a radio,
actresses.
and now she's a podcaster.
Okay.
Carrie
First
Bradshaw
off-
is a podcaster.
He said first
off, Sex and the City was a sitcom, okay?
Was it?
That's what it's showing. Sex and the City.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
1998.
Was it 30 minutes?
Sitcom.
It was
that
30
was a half hour,
minutes? I
wasn't
thought it was
About 30 minutes.
It was half hour.
Oh, it's half hour. Okay.
It was fast.
Serve us wrong. Here you go, Dave. Look at you, Dave.
Come on, man.
Doing your stuff.
I've earned my
Guy in the
spot.
Nice
corner,
watch.
The guy in the corner has computers and stuff.
The guy in the corner.
Sex and the City 2023.
Yeah,
That's
see, like Seinfeld, Friends, Cheers,
Cheers was my joint.
all that.
My dad used to love Cheers, so that's kind of like a thing. My dad used to always come home and watch because he used to
Love
come on at like
Cheers.
10:30 or
Yeah, it
something.
came
at
on
night.
Yeah,
late.
it was after. It was
it
like
was
that.
late.
10 o'clock was.
Got a little shaky. You gotta go to
Yeah,
bed.
these are the adult sitcoms now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like we need some of those back.
Home Improvement, I loved.
Home Improvement, I love.
Loved Home
Because he was in
Improvement.
Detroit. He was
The
from
neighbor who you never saw his full face.
Yeah, that was brilliant. It was a story behind that too. I forgot the story, but it's a very interesting story because that was an accident basically.
Dang, and they just ran
Really?
with it.
I rock with Boy Meets World too.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I was in and out with that one. When
Boy
he got
Meets
older,
World.
it didn't get as good when he got older.
Oh, I love the Savage Brothers. Yep.
Man. All right. So what's the review? What are we watching this week? Old men.
Old Dads.
Old guys. Old dads.
Old Dads. Go watch
Old
Old
Dads.
Dads. Really, really good.
Old
And it was
Dads.
refreshing again to see both him in that type of role.
Mhm.
Old Dads. And we're still watching the
Changeling.
The
The Changeling will be
on
continued. I
Apple.
think I'll have it. We should be done by next week.
We should be done by next week. I'm
So
on
we better-
episode 3.
we
The
better get
Changeling.
the
It's with
Changeling.
Lakeith Stanfield,
Okay.
Yeah,
who's a
Lakeith.
phenomenal actor.
Now this is one of those ones that wifey's gonna definitely go to sleep on.
Yeah.
So you got to really be wired up and just on one watching and paying attention.
Well, if she went to sleep in the burial, I don't feel like there's really much hope for
She
our
being sleepy.
our
It's,
Queen
yeah.
Dre over here.
Yeah, she
So
just say,
weird.
man,
She's
moms and
I
wives do a lot.
wanted to center Old Dad.
Old Dads.
Old dads.
Old Dads. I was about to text her when y'all were
Y'all
talking
should watch
about
that
it,
together. It's good.
but I don't want to not be able to watch it until she's there. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You want to watch it together?
Yeah, you watch
No,
it.
I want to be able to watch it without having to watch it with her, because we have to come up with a time to get together, and we only got a window of time to watch. I want to be able to go to my hotel room if I'm traveling and watch that joint.
Oh, so that's why you don't want to tell her.
So you gonna keep
you
it
do it on your own merit.
Okay. Now you know you just put the secret on like a podcast. You just killed it. You just blew it. I bet this one gets edited.
You blew it, buddy.
I bet this one gets edited, Reese.
Edit that part
Hey,
All right.
Reese,
Well,
don't
Old Dads is a nice watch.
Yeah,
The Changeling.
You said something you need to
The
watch.
Changeling.
Oh, the one you guys need to watch is go back and watch some Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. What's
Larry
that on?
David. It's on HBO.
Okay.
Got it.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. You'll thank me later.
All right.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
We've got our marching orders.
We got our marching orders. Karan, take us out.
All right. That's been another episode of Nice Watch. You done heard it here first, so stop playing. Get to your local stations and check it out. What we just told you this week. This is Karan Joseph Riley.
I'm Ernestine Morrison, and this is A Nice Watch.